Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to contain a quick look at the Children of Yggdrasil event. I'm going to give some thoughts and impressions as I share some gameplay from the event. We'll take on an invasion battle on Master Difficulty in co-op, then we'll check out the special bonus rewards battle, and finally we'll end the video with a trial battle against Isaac and Sharpshooter Cerise. To give some more context on this event, it's the first ever invasion event in Dragalia Lost. We've never had an event of this type, and basically the way the invasion event works is you're scored based on the number of enemies that you're able to defeat within a certain time limit, and certain enemies, such as the Cyclops here, instead of having an HP bar, they actually have a certain hit count that you have to deliver onto them before they're eliminated. So a little bit different than a facility event, but similar in that it is wave-based content. Also kind of like our defensive battles in that sense, but it's pretty different than defensive battles because you're not defending an objective really, and it's also kind of different than onslaught events because there's no dragon-centric component. So in some ways I think it does enough to stand on its own. Obviously very hectic. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get any slowdown here, or not much slowdown when I was playing through this. Did get hit a few times, but it was still pretty fun to put this together and get to use Cerise for the first time. And I agree with a commenter who expressed that yes, she is pretty good for this type of mode. Unfortunately I got hit there and decided to shapeshift just for safety, but was still able to get a good amount of heroism from this. And as far as the rewards for this event type go, basically you collect heroism, you get more points depending on the number of each type of enemy that you defeat, and that heroism translates to rewards in kind of a ladder of rewards. And there's also a treasure trade where you can exchange for precious items. Those items were updated on June the 3rd, so about midway through the event we got some additional content, some additional rewards, and that part of the event, the reward side, is pretty comparable to other events in Dragalia Lost. Anyway, that is the invasion battle on Master. We'll go ahead and collect our epithet, because I think we should be able to get the last epithet from this event from that by collecting enough heroism in one battle. That's definitely a lot easier in co-op than in solo. I was actually kind of struggling to do it in solo. And now let's check out the daily type of special event here with enhanced rewards. Really, with the enhanced rewards, this just gives you a lot of heroism. It doesn't actually give you like a lot of rupees or precious items or anything, so we're not going to get a whole lot by doing it, but we'll go ahead and do it just to show it off. Kind of cool that you fight off all these gold slimes. Obviously the music for this event, really nice as well. And now let's talk a little bit about the story as the rest of the gameplay in this video plays out. This might be the most disappointing aspect of the event for me, unfortunately. I like some aspects of the story, such as the concept of building on the lore of Sylvans. We learn about a Sylvan holy site that is called Yggdrasil. Basically, Luca and Cerise get an invitation to attend this site, to enter a village around Yggdrasil, the sacred forest and sacred tree called Initio, and they meet Isaac. He's a guardsman of the Verdure. He's tasked with defending and protecting the traditions of Sylvan heritage since ancient times. There are certain ways that this village goes about doing things. They have an elder, and they're tasked with protecting the tree, or actually dragon, called Yggdrasil. So one thing that surprised me a little bit was this is independent than the sacred tree that's part of the main campaign. I kind of thought maybe there'd be some overlap there. That's sort of near the Fairy Kingdom, also in North Grastea, but it doesn't seem like it based on the event story. So they head north, they enter the village, and they're learning about Sylvan customs since ancient times and how they differ from what Cerise and Luca sort of learned growing up in their local village. And Cerise is very respectful of these traditions and customs and almost intrigued. Like, it kind of surprised me because she does strike me as a little bit modern, and even just like her speech pattern and the way she's localized and her personality type. But she's actually really I don't know what the right word is, like deferent or deferential to the teachings of Initio and listens to Isaac and what he has to say. And one of the things that comes up is she and Luca help defend the village against fiends. Luca gets injured, and they're able to use, the villagers are able to use, and Isaac's able to use some of the mana from Yggdrasil, or sort of like a branch, something like that, as a miracle cure that restores Luca's wounds completely. And Luca says, you need to share this with the world. It's amazing. It's a shame to keep this locked up here when this could help so many people. And Isaac tells him, no, that's not a good idea. It'll cause war. I think it's even alluded to that it's like happened in the past, that this caused conflict over that scarce resource or precious commodity. So basically Isaac says not to say anything, and Cerise is completely on board. She wants to respect the customs of these people and their traditions, and Luca's like, nah, I'm not on board with this. It's not okay, but fine, I'll go along with it. Anyway, long story short, eventually they come into a situation with a nearby village where the forest is starting to overtake the village because it's really a dragon and it kind of has a will of its own. And in doing so, some people are injured. Luca blurts out that there is a miracle cure in the forest itself, and it leads them to sort of encroach upon the forest, take the miracle cure, and shockingly, Yggdrasil basically dies and withers the entire forest. The sacred tree, the forest basically just withers down to nothing. And that was pretty stark, because I thought there might be consequences for Luca's actions, but it also felt like an all's well that ends well. It's just Dragalia, so how bad can things really get? But no, the forest basically just dies. And in the end, there's kind of a resolution where the forest or Yggdrasil comes back as a sapling, and it's implied that everybody's going to get along in peace and harmony, and they're going to build it back up together, and that maybe even some of this was the intention of Yggdrasil, all this taking place. But very odd to me, Luca really trampled on these people's boundaries that were set out, and so that surprised me. So I didn't love that about Luca, but overall, I enjoyed Cerise, I enjoyed Isaac. It was a short story. It felt like it could have used a little bit more in my opinion. But anyway, y'all, I'd be curious to hear what you thought overall about this event. Let me know in the comments below, but that is going to do it for today, everyone. Thank you as always for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.